Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to grow your arms. So a lot of these videos will start off by telling you things that you already know, i.e. you need to eat to grow, you need to be in a calorie surplus, you need to train your arms. I'm not going to bother with that stuff because you already know it. What I'm going to be teaching you is 3 things that you may not have heard before that will help you to grow your arms. So who am I to tell you how to grow your arms? Well, this is what I used to look like. And this is what I look like now. I've never been the type of person to have abs, my chest genetics aren't great, but if there's one muscle on my body that I've really grown well, it's my arms. So I feel like I can teach you some stuff. So like I say, I'm going to go through 3 tips that I have for you to grow your arms, and we'll start off with the first one, which is this. You need to be targeting all of the heads on your bicep and all of the heads on your tricep. But how many heads are on your bicep and tricep? Well, the bi in biceps means 2, so there's 2 heads in the bicep, the long head and the short head. And the tri in tricep means 3, so there's 3 heads in the tricep, which are the lateral head, the medial head and the long head. But how can you target these heads? Well, here are some exercises for you to try. Starting with the long head of the bicep, you want to be doing exercises or choosing the exercises where your elbows are either in line or behind your body. Some examples of these are incline curls, which I do regularly. They're in my training plan right now. As you'll be able to see on the screen, I've got a little video of exactly how you do each of these exercises, so hopefully this can help you out. Another exercise you can choose is a cable curl. I'll either use the straight bar or the rope for these, and I find these are really good. Or you can maybe even do a drag curl as well. For the short head of your bicep, you want to be choosing exercises, any sort of exercise where your elbow is in front of you. One of my favourite exercises for the bicep, and it has been for a long time now, is a preacher curl. Whether you do this with a barbell or a dumbbell, or you could even do this with a cable, I just find this is a really good exercise for targeting that short head of the bicep, and I really feel it working. You could also do spider curls where you would lay on the bench and your elbows of course would be in front of you, or concentration curls, which everyone's favourite bodybuilder Arnold really made popular back in the day. Okay, so moving on to the triceps. If you want to target the lateral head of your triceps, you can do tricep press downs, a classic movement. You can do these with a barbell, push it down. It's a really good exercise for your tricep. And you can see me doing them right here. These are always in my programs. Regardless of what the program is, I find these work the triceps really well. You could also do easy bar skull crushers, or actually any variation of a skull crusher. You could do it with dumbbells, you could even do it with a cable. Another great exercise, and that will target your lateral head. For the long head, you could also do easy bar skull crushers. I find that a lot of exercises that you do for your triceps will have some sort of carryover onto the different heads of the tricep. So you may find that I do repeat myself with some of these exercises. But like I say, the easy bar skull crusher or just skull crushers in general are a great exercise for growing your tricep. Another one for your long head is overhead tricep extensions. Now I've experimented with doing these with dumbbells and with cables, and I find that the cables are better for this one. And as you can see right now, this is me doing the cable overhead extension. I've recently put that in my program and I found that it's worked really well for me. And finally, for the smaller muscle in your triceps, the medial delt, you could do a rope push down. So kind of similar to the cable push down with the bar, only with this variation, you're going to be pushing the rope down and out as well. So you're going to target that medial head as you push the rope out. But those are just some examples. You can take what I've said here, especially with the biceps, the fact that if you put your elbow in front of you at the starting position, you're going to target the short head. And if you keep your elbows to the side or behind you, you're going to target the long head. Take this advice, have a look on Google as well. Google is your best friend and you can find many different exercises to target each of those heads. But these are just some examples and some of the exercises that I've used personally to grow my triceps and biceps. So tip number 2, if you want to grow your arms, you need to make sure your form is on point. I know it's quite an obvious tip, you may have heard of this one before, but I'm not going to leave it at that. I'm going to tell you exactly what the correct form is, how you can improve your form on your curls, your tricep extensions, and so on. So of course, some of the general advice, don't swing the weight. I see a lot of people swinging on, especially bicep curls, where they'll really swing the weight up, they'll have no control. Don't ego lift, don't go too heavy too soon just to impress your friends. Keep it light, keep it to what you can handle, and slowly progress. And of course, keep the movements slow and controlled, especially on the eccentric. For example, if you're at the top of a bicep curl here, the eccentric portion of the movement is going to be when you lower that weight back down to the start position. Make sure you take that nice and slowly and control the weight on the way down. And I promise you, you will not only feel the exercise more, but it will help to grow your biceps and triceps better. But delving in more specifically, if you want to get better form on your bicep exercises, you need to make sure at the bottom of the movement, you're going all the way down to the bottom. And a great way to tell when you've hit that full range of motion is you should start to feel your tricep engaging slightly at the bottom. If you go down to a point and your triceps are not engaged, likelihood is you haven't gone down far enough and you're not getting full range of motion. And another one of my best tips for form on especially bicep exercises is keep your shoulder in place. A lot of times when people curl, they'll curl up and they'll use their front delt to get the weight up. But if you're doing that, you're going to take the stress off of your bicep and put it onto your front delt. And then you may be wondering, well, why are my front delts so big but my biceps are so small? It's because the form is not exactly correct. So keep those shoulders fixed in place and make sure you're simply curling the weight. For your triceps, one of the best tips I can give you is keep that elbow locked firmly in place. Now, for example, on something like a rope push down, I'll keep my elbows by my side. They will not leave my side. Once I start the movement, they'll stay there for the entire movement. When I do a cable push down with the bar, I'll pull them out slightly and they'll come in front of me. But no matter where my elbows are, once I start the movement, the elbows do not move. And that will make sure especially that your shoulders don't get involved, because that's what you can find a lot of the time, whether you're doing bicep curls or tricep extensions, you'll tend to move your arms forward and back like that. And as you can even see now as I'm doing it, it's going to activate your shoulder and you're going to be taking stress off of those arm muscles and putting it onto the delts, which is what we don't want. And of course, with any tricep movement, you want to make sure that your arm is fully extended. I see a lot of the time people doing, for example, push downs on the cables, and they will not be squeezing at the bottom and pushing their arms out to get that full range of motion. You're not going to be targeting your triceps optimally. And I mean, I'm not a fan of that word, to be honest, but it is the truth. You won't be targeting them optimally and it will not be full range of motion. Make sure you fully extend the arms at the bottom of the movement or the top of the movement if you're doing an overhead extension or something like that. And finally, tip number 3, train them like any other muscle. I hear so much, I see so much, people will do high reps, high sets on their arms because you need to get the pump. It's just simply not correct. If you wouldn't use a certain technique on your chest, your shoulders, your back, don't use it on your arms. Train them more than once per week. Although having an arm day is absolutely fine, if you want to optimally train your arms, you want to be doing them at least twice a week, if not 3 times. Me personally, I'll do biceps on Monday with my pull days and on Thursday with my upper body days. And likewise with my triceps, I'll train them on Sunday with my push day and of course on that upper body day on Thursday. So I train both my triceps and my biceps twice a week. And that's going to be optimal for the growth of your arms. And as I was saying before, you want to train your arms hard. You don't just want to pick up lighter weights, do light weight for lots of reps. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, sure, you'll get a better pump at the time, but if you really want to grow your arms, if you want to be filling out t-shirts, you need to be training them like any other muscle. You need to be doing heavier sets. You need to be progressively overloading, doing a little bit more each week. You want to be doing sets of 6 to 8 still on barbell curls, for example. Not every exercise that you do on your arms should be 12 to 15 reps. And lastly, like I say, progressive overload is absolutely key. And I've saved this one till last because it is the most important thing for if you want to grow any muscle in your body, not just your arms. You need to be progressively overloading. A lot of people will go into the gym and they'll train and they'll not know what they hit last time. They'll go to the bicep curls and they'll just pick up some 12s and they'll think, yeah, that seems right. Track your sets. Know what you did last time. If you went into the gym last time and you're trying to do 10 to 12 reps on a bicep curl, and last time you picked up the 12s and you did 12 reps, well now guess what? Pick up the 14s and do 10 reps. And then the week after that, pick up the 14s and do 12 reps. Week after that, okay, you're at the top of the rep range. Let's drop it back down. Pick up the 16s and do 10 reps. If you're not progressively overloading, if you're not beating your numbers every single week by at least 1 rep, because everyone can do that. If you did 10 reps of the bicep curl with a 10 kgs last week and you do 11 reps with the same weight this week, you progressively overloaded. even if the form gets better, you're still progressively overloaded. If you get a better range of motion, but you do the same weight for the same reps, that's progressive overload. Make sure each week when you go in the gym, just like with any other muscle, you improve and you beat your numbers from last week. Anyway, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this is going to help you to grow your arms. If you agree or disagree with any of the points I've made in this video, make sure you comment it down below. I'd love to hear your perspective on things. I'd love to hear what you have to say on the topic. What's one piece of advice that you would give to grow your arms? What's something that's really helped you? Let me know down in that comment section below. And with that being said, I'll end it here. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.